Kill kings.
No, I want my house.
So
Oh, we can have a house in space.
you're gonna kill kings.
I was thinking maybe we could go back to that mute village and build a home there.
Yeah, but then we might end up becoming mute. I don't like that place.
We're still in that's still in the territory where people hate us.
Yeah, not to mention it's in very close range to our evil people.
It doesn't help that we just murdered like 8 people on the way here.
Nobody's going to know.
I know.
There's no way for them to know. I mean, for all they know, that the Iron Wind ate them or something. I mean,
The Iron Wind caused sword slashes and stuff on their body.
stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened. Okay. Now that we're back, you guys were on the road to Gatharin. Let me see if Gatharin is on this map here. It is. Awesome. So you guys are traveling along this road, and as you reach the border, Gatharin's just a little past the border of Ansuin. But as you approach the border of Ansuin, you see there's a checkpoint of some kind that's been established. And you can see them pretty far from a distance. There's kind of a queue forming up of people trying to get through this checkpoint. And you can see people with, I believe it's red armor, kind of checking through people at this point.
How many?
You can see 3 people in red armor, visibly from where you are.
Let's not start anything here.
Well, I'm just don't want to start anything, but
Are
We
are
can
we
take
still
them.
covered in blood?
you
Yes.
are.
No.
No,
What?
it's been a few days. Let's say you've. I don't think you want to be covered in blood for a few days, so you washed it off.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's Shiro, so you never know.
He washed it off with dirt, so now it's just blood and dirt.
Okay, so we can only see 3 red armored people, stopping others. Do they have like a tent or is there an outposty kind of thing, or are they just, standing on the road?
From what you can see where you are, they're just standing on the road. It's kind of a wooded area in this part, so the kind of border from Ansuin into Iskabal is woods in this area. Traveling on this road.
Are they actively stopping anybody, or they're just standing watch?
No, they're actively stopping people and looking at them. You can see from where you are, they're looking down at something and looking up and then waving people through.
Well, clearly they're just,
Word travels
Just
a little
enjoying themselves.
faster.
I look over at Tuck, because this is going to be a Tuck thing. Tuck, what do you think? Should we try and go through the woods and go around these guys, or should we take the faster path, which is to take the road, and see if we can just go past these guards?
How many guys were there again?
There would be 3.
Only 3?
That we see.
I mean, I would hope we don't want to start something in another country.
Well, you can
We're
see,
already-
from what you know, these guys are definitely Ansuin soldiers.
Yeah, these are the enemy.
Oh, okay.
They're wearing the same armor that you saw people wearing in Glavis looking for you.
Gotcha. Never mind.
Tal, would Tuck know, the kingdom's relationships, between Thamor and Malavik and Thamor and Iskabal? Are they friendly? Are they unfriendly? Does he know that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Would he know that? Is that something Tuck would know? If you think he does know it?
I think he would, just because he's the personal message carrier of King Hova the First of Thamor.
Yeah, you. Well, you're not the personal message carrier. You were.
I am the personal message
You were,
carrier
you
of
were scripted
King Hova
once.
the First.
You traveled through Malavik on the way down to Ansuin. You kind of scraped through the Pytharian Empire as well. And people kind of treated you all, you probably told people, I'm from Thamor, make way. And they kind of joked at you as well, same way as Glavis. People generally don't respect people from Thamor.
Well, it is time to earn that respect. I I say we
Hero.
go the fast way. We go through them. There are only 3.
What do you think, Shira?
I think I can sneak through, but that's the like last ditch effort. Let's just walk through. There's
Yeah,
no
you
way
never
they
know.
got. There's no way the news got ahead of us.
Do you guys
We can
have
go-
hoods?
I'm wearing all fur.
Well, I know you do, but I mean, Tuck has his cloak. I have a helmet that I could wear.
I just want to caution you that before you say there's no way they'd know the news wouldn't travel that fast. This is the ninth world.
Oh yeah, they could definitely know. I'm assuming they know. The question is, can we lie our way through it, or
Why don't we try that first, and then if it comes to blows, we'll just...
Fight our
or
way
should
out.
we just fight our way through because they're probably not going to believe us anyway. And
Why don't we-
that way we get the upper hand, right? We get the initial attack. Like we can surprise them.
Shira?
Why don't we just charge through?
Oh, we could do that too. I think Tuck
No,
likes
we
that.
are on horse. That's right. We are on Garthox.
It would be hard to stop a Garthok once it gets going, and we got enough space. But Tal's going to make us roll riding skills, I'm sure. But I'm okay with that.
Well, he will now. Thanks, Eve.
Oh, it's reasonable, right? I wouldn't want to do it any other way
Yeah,
than,
of course,
than
this is-
potentially fall off as we go by.
Tabletop.
I'd
Alright,
like
yeah.
to
Um,
pat Horse's neck and whisper in its ear, saying, "If you get me through this, there will be extra rations for you."
It kind of just
All right.
sits. It sits down on the ground as you say that.
I love you, Horse.
All right, let's. I agree with the running past them thing.
Let's charge. Let's just scatter who's ever on the road and go.
Okay.
I'll be behind Tuck.
Yeah. So who's first?
Tuck.
Tuck is going to be first. All right. So you guys prepare and you all just charge through this checkpoint. Tuck, let's have you make a difficulty roll of 4. And then everyone behind you will get a roll of 3 because you would have jumbled them.
Sure. Are we doing any kind of stat pool thing, or is this just
This is
straight
gonna be-
D20?
Let's say this is a might pool as you're trying to hold on to your Garthok. Your Garthok's
Mike is
taking
my
care.
specialty.
Your Garthok's taking
And-
care of the speed.
Assuming that we are untrained in riding, do we have to add difficulty to it potentially? I'm just curious because my guy's pretty much never really ridden very much, so
No,
I'm okay with
unless
having to add an extra.
unless you have an inability in riding, then you would have
Nope, I
probably
don't have
ridden
that.
something somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
So you go
Okay,
ahead
so,
and roll.
yeah, I'm going to apply effort to it as well.
Okay. A 15. Awesome. Well, you make it through. As you go through the, like I said, there was a queue kind of forming up. You kind of push a bunch of people off. Some people get injured. You're pretty sure your Garthok stepped on someone's foot at some point. And the guards kind of draw their swords to slash at your Garthok. But as they kind of slash, the Garthok kind of nudges its head in their direction. Kind of sensing danger as well. And he knocks him over. And you make
Good
it through.
Garthok.
So
Good
the,
Garthok.
the rest of you will roll a 3.
I'm going to apply effort.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay.
As am I.
All right. This will all be might efforts.
So it's a 2, right?
Yes, that would be you'd need to get a 6. All right.
Oh, nearest.
So all of you make it through. As soon as you guys get through, nearest was on the back, the kind of the last person to go through, and as he goes through, an arrow kind of catches him on the shoulder, but his armor protects him enough. It kind of deflects, but it distracts him enough to where he kind of falls off his Garthok as well. So the rest of you are kind of running. At the same time, an alarm starts going off. And I'm going to give 2 experience points to Tuck here.
Cool.
Tuck,
Are we across the border now, or no?
you're definitely across the border.
We're safe.
But Nearest is still out there.
We're safe.
You're-
Wait,
keep
did
going.
Nearest fall off his Garthok before or after the border?
after.
Oh, okay, we're good. All right, cool.
I'm not sure if you guys understand. There's not some invisible wall that these guys are like pounding against.
There probably is.
But
mean, it's not like going between East Germany and West Germany
No,
or something like
no.
that. I'm free.
Tuck, I'm going to give you 2 experience points, one for yourself and one to give to someone else. You turn around and you shout, "We're through!" And you look up at the sky and you see a guy actually flying through the sky. And what it looks like is he's flying on this kind of silver looking wing shape, and he's actually holding onto it from the bottom. And as you see this, you look up at him, and he's looking right back at you. And he lets go of his wing thing. The wing thing kind of circles back around and heads back towards the city. And he actually lands on your Garthok and throws you off.
Me?
He threw you off.
Is he?
Well, we're not going to have any of that.
Which is why you got an experience point. You get an experience point for getting thrown off.
Ansuit guy, or is he?
These guys are Ansuin fighters. You can tell they're not wearing the armor because they wouldn't be able to fly with the armor. They're wearing some type of synth jumpsuit with like the Ansuin seal or something like that.
Wait, how many are there? I said just one.
One landed on Tuck, and he kind of jumped off, and 2 kind of landed around all of you. So there would be 3. Mm-hmm. And I lost my train of thought now.
Again.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh man. Oh, Tuck needs to give his 1 experience point to someone.
He did.
He gave it to Nearest.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
give it to nearest.
Okay. Awesome.
So does Escobal, do they have any guards or anything like that? Do they have anybody guarding their border?
You
that
don't.
we
You
can
don't.
maybe-
Yeah, you don't see anyone from Escobal guarding their border. What you do know about Escobal is that the kingdom is in constant turmoil of fights for power.
Fabulous.
So at this point, from the rumors you hear, you're not even sure if they have a military of any kind. They're just fighting amongst themselves.
Right for the taking.
Shiro looked like he was gonna say something.
Potentially ripe for the taking.
Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to know where the capital is.
Do you want to pull out your map in the middle of all this?
No.
So Tuck and Nearest are both dismounted. Let me pull you all onto a blank sheet here. Oh, look at all that stuff.
That's not very blank.
It's not very blank. Where's the clear button? Clear
Oh,
drawings. Yeah.
How many days has it been since our fight with the ambush?
It would have been 2 days, so you'd have rolled 2 recoveries.
Okay, so 2 days. Okay, that means my armor thing is gone, so I'm back down to 1.
So there's kind of like here's the dirt path, here's the border. Nearest kind of fell somewhere right here. Tuck would have fallen back here, and then since he was in the front, Skylar and Shiro are right there, and this area right here. That's long range. You guys were booking it before you noticed that Nearest had fallen off. So Nearest, you are long range away, and all of you are in kind of this position. There's 1 guy on Tuck's Garthok and 2 guys that have kind of surrounded you, and then there's 3 guards across the border still, and those guys are going to be short distance from you, Nearest. So what you guys can do is, if you want to fight, you can. Let's go ahead and roll a speed check.
You say if we want to.
Well, I mean, you always have a choice. So Skylar rolled a 20 on speed. Wow. So you're going to be going first against these guys. What do you want to... Thanks for drawing the hands and feet on these people. What do you want to do?
I want to turn back and go for nearest.
Okay, so you want to stay in your Garthok, turn back and go back? Sure. Your Garthok is able to easily make the journey in one action. So you've managed to make it all the way back to nearest side for your action for the turn. For free. Yay. And give me 1 second. What did I do? It should be that. All right. All right, so who do you want to popcorn it over to?
Tuck.
Tuck. Everyone was standing so still. I thought I got disconnected from Skype. That was weird. All right, so Tuck, you're up. One guy's on your Garthok, and 2 guys are around you.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to reach up to the guy that pushed me off of my Garthok and try to pull him off of it with down to the ground with me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your might on there. 7. Well, you get in a tanglement with him, and eventually he just kicks you back, and you're not able to pull him off quite yet.
Fine, you can have the stupid Garthok with no name. Let's go Shiro.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Completely out of character. How does mounted combat work?
I'm giving you an advantage since you're in mounted
Okay.
combat, so things are decreased by 1 level automatically.
Okay. I'd like to draw my blade and go for the one that's on Tuck's Garhawk that has no name and swipe at him to
Okay.
try and knock him off.
He's also on a Garthok as well, so it would be about even combat. So you're both getting kind of that advantage in the direction. So go ahead and roll your d20. All right. So you managed to slice at him, and how much damage do? You do 4 damage.
4. It's a medium.
4. Awesome. So the Garthok that is on Tux now has 4 damage. Perfect. Who's next?
Oh, nearest.
Okay, I am. The ones behind me, they'll have armor on, correct? They had that blood armor?
The ones at the border have the red armor, yeah.
Okay, are they chasing in? Like, are they coming in, or are they staying where they are?
They're at short distance. It doesn't look like they've really made any attempts to move in on you. Uh-oh. Doesn't look like they made
Not
any
again.
attempts to move in on you.
I'm getting everybody back, so we're okay.
Yeah, you just have to hit your camera button.
I'm darker.
Yesterday we actually had to end the call, but hopefully it works out just fine.
Well, I can't see nearest. I can't see you at all.
It should come back, right? Here, I'll turn off the camera.
he
back
just
on
it's
again.
because it's so dark. It'll light back up.
Yeah,
here in a
yeah,
second.
it'll fix itself. Okay. In that case, oh, I hate to do this because Skylar came all the way back. I was going to move forward.
Gonna
Like, away.
abandon me if I come
Yeah,
and
but
get you.
I can't abandon you. That's the problem. I am going. Oh, that's tough. Okay, well, I'm going to stay with Skylar, and which is the one that Yuki hit one, right? Or sorry, Shiro hit one, right?
Shira hit one, but all 3 of those are long distance away from you.
Oh, they're long. Okay. And then the other guys are short distance from me.
You also have your Garthok still right next to you.
Oh, I figured it kept running.
Nah, you kind of fell off, and he just kind of stood there dumbfounded.
In that case, I'm going to use the turn to mount up.
Okay, yeah, sure thing.
I'm assuming that's pretty much all I can do. So
That's definitely doable. So you mount up, and that should be everyone's turn. Sol, your webcam's still not on. Why don't you turn that off and back on? And so that's going to be their turn. The 3 guards at the entrance, they don't make any effort to kind of cross into the border of this nation. I already forgot the name of it. But they do pull out their crossbows, and they take 2 of them take a shot at you nearest as you're trying to mount, and one takes a shot at Skylar. Since you're mounted, like I said, I'll go ahead and give you an advantage in these situations. So go ahead and roll on these.
okay, and with my visor, I'm going to use it on one of them, like turn it on.
Yeah, sure thing. So
Is my
you'll
camera
roll.
back?
No, it's not.
It's showing as on for me.
Did you turn it off and back on?
Yeah, I shut off the camera, and I turn it back on, and the green
you're
light.
doing something now. Well, I don't know
Leave
what you're doing yet.
leave the call. It's on a loading thing. Leave the call and come back.
Okay.
All right. So you go ahead and roll for your visor to make sure it doesn't deplete.
Oh, right. Sorry.
There you are, Sol. All right. And that D20 was for one of the guys, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And with that D20, you do manage to you see where the arrow is going to be, and you dodge it a few seconds before it happens, before it hits you. So you do dodge that. And roll another D20 for the dodge on the other one. And you easily dodge that. Whether you're using your visor or not, you dodge both of them. And so I need you to make one speed defense roll as well.
$13.
Oh, how long has that been there? I need you dodge it as well. So you get past that arrow, and none of them hit you. That's gonna bring it back around to the 3 attacking the people. So one of them's gonna swing. The one that's what?
It's...
What happened?
The people.
The people. You're the people.
We have names.
You have your mute backwards. So
So I do.
It's all good. We the people shall overcome.
you the people.
We
The people on the other side are now being attacked, and now since you've angered the GM, they all 3 attack. No, Tuck's gonna get attacked by the one that's on his Garthok. So Tuck, go ahead and roll your defense.
I'm going to use effort.
Okay, yeah, this one remember has an advantage on you. It doesn't matter. This guy swings his sword down on you, and he does 4 points of damage.
Oh.
Minus any armor that you happen to be wearing at the time. And there's actually 2 of them. So another one's going to swing at you on the ground. So go ahead and roll against that one as well. And Shiro, the other one's going to attack you. So if you want to roll your speed defense. that one hits you as well. So that's going to do 4 points of damage. So you take 8 points of damage. Minus armor for both attacks.
Can I spin an XP?
You wanted to do a reroll, right?
Yeah,
Or no?
if you want to spend an XP and reroll
Can I do
that.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shiro.
What are you doing?
That's like 3 ones.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, come on!
So all of you are not doing the pizzazz and the panache of these guys flying through the sky and landing around you has clearly left you dumbfounded, and they're taking this opportunity to just take hits against all of you. And Shiro, you rerolled that for an XP? Okay. So Shiro dodges, but Tuck gets hit by both of the guys around him. And since Shiro is dodging that, I'll pop it over to him.
Okay, I'll go after the guy who tried to hit me. Swing my sword at him. Try to decapitate him.
Okay. You swing your sword and you strike him, doing 4 points of damage. You don't decapitate him, but you've definitely cut him across the cheek there. And who do you want it to go to?
Skylar.
All right.
Um, I, nearest, are we staying and fighting, or are we running to attack?
They're just
him?
going to. They're going to chase us down, right?
Yeah.
So get the 3 to the south.
All right. I'll go for the guy in the middle.
Okay. Are you hitting him
And
with
I'm
your
mounted
crossbow?
and he's not, right?
Yeah, you're
crossbow.
mounted and he's not, so you get an advantage. 9, awesome. You strike him and it kind of pierces his armor a little bit. But you do some damage to him. That was with your crossbow, which does 3 damage.
3.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Who do you want to popcorn it over to?
Nearest.
Nearest.
Okay, I'm going to mind blast the same one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use 2 effort for damage on it.
Okay, so you're gonna increase it by 6 if you hit.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Go for it. 15, perfect. You mind blast the guy, and the same thing that happens. This guy just his armor actually doesn't obliterate, but the people around him, and you hear a giant splat inside the armor, and as it falls down, the armor kind of falls apart as if no one's wearing it, and blood just starts soaking out of it.
The power of the mind.
And who do you want next? I don't think Tuck's gone.
Yeah, Tuck.
All right. Yeah, so that guy that's on my Garthok, he's really pissing me off. So I'm going to attempt to hit him with my greatsword.
Okay.
And I'm going to apply effort to the attack
To make it easier, to make it hit harder.
to make it easier
Okay.
to hit.
Oh wow, you got a 20. Nice. So the effort you expended doesn't count.
Does it count?
Do you want a +4 damage or no or major effect?
I forget what my major effect is again.
You
Actually, I
do
think
your
I'd like to try
energy
to.
thing.
Yeah, I think I want to do the major attack. So basically, it says I get an immediate attack against the foe, basically using the same stat as the action to hit. If the attack succeeds, it deals an additional 4 points of electrical damage.
Okay. So you're basically taking another swing at him. Now that
Another
sounds
swing at him.
yeah, that
It's
sounds,
actually
that would be the +4 damage again. So you'd have to roll in it again. Is what it sounds like to
It
me.
would. Yeah, but it'd be magical damage, right?
it would
So
be
it'd ignore
electrical
armor.
damage. So ignore armor. Yeah, it's
Ignores
electrical.
armor.
Oh, okay. Yeah. These guys aren't wearing armor though, from what you can see. They're wearing kind of like jumpsuits.
Oh well, screw that. Just do the +4 damage.
The people down south are wearing armor, but you guys are not. So if you do 8 damage to them, and
Actually, that was with my greatsword, so it'd be 10 total.
10 damage. Oh, okay. Well, you slice at the guy and you cut his leg off, and obviously not able to grip the Garthok anymore. He slides off the other side. He's not dead, but he's definitely out of combat, and he doesn't have a leg. All right, so
Nice.
that will be that, and then the turn for the enemies goes. Seeing how Nearest has just obliterated this guy in the middle, these two guys just say nope, and they start running away past the trees. And you don't really see them anymore to kind of give them chase because the trees are so thick. But they took off. They took off. So those guys are going to be out as well. But the two guys up near the other two are definitely still swinging. From what you can see, they seem to be like special people of some kind, like special agents or something. So they're gonna, seeing what they've done, they're both gonna swing at Tuck again. Actually, Shiro, you hit one, so they're gonna swing at Tuck and Shiro. So both of you roll your speed defense rolls. Oh,
Shiro, go back down and help nearest and Skylar if you don't mind.
oh man.
You both rolled a 6.
It's bad luck. He's rubbing off on me.
Well, these things come right back to you because our guys ran away.
So both of them take swings at both of you, and they do 4 points of damage. Each of you take 4 points of damage minus your armor.
The horse wouldn't help me here.
It did.
Still get hit.
Yep. All right, so their turns are done. Let's have it back over to Tuck. One of these guys has been hit already. The other one is still just fine.
Are there only 2 or 3? Because there's 3 pink marks. Up
The
there.
third one was on your Garthok, and that's the one you killed.
Oh, he's
Oh,
dead.
He wasn't dead.
No, he's dead.
Oh, he is? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You cut off his leg. I don't think he's living through
Okay.
that.
Oh, okay. All right. I misunderstood. All right. Perfect. So I'll go to the guy that's just, I guess, nearest to me. He's within immediate range.
Yeah, all 2 of them are. This is
Okay.
going to be the one that's not damaged yet.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll with effort to attack. To
Okay.
hit.
Okay. All right. You swing at him, and he brings up his sword, and just sparks fly and clashes, and no hit is done.
Okay. Shiro, let's go.
Okay, I'd like to take a hit at the guy next to me again.
Okay.
Once again, trying to cut off his head.
All right. You have your advantage there, being on your Garthok.
Well,
Well, you swing, and right as you swing, for whatever reason, your Garthok kind of bucks at the same time, and it kind of off balances you, and the swing goes wildly.
Skylar.
All right. I
need
can
to
still.
ride.
Yeah, we do, but I can still shoot from where I am.
Oh, you could. Yeah, you could.
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So, I guess I'll aim for the one that's attacking Shiro,
Okay, awesome. Go ahead and roll for that.
and I'll use effort to make it easier.
Sure.
Does the mount count against them or not these guys?
No, you have an advantage on your mount still. 17, awesome. So you do 4 points of damage to this guy.
That's how it's done, boys.
The arrow just sails through and catches this guy in the shoulder as well. And now his jaw is bleeding, obviously, from Shiro's cut. He's got an arrow sticking through his shoulder, and he's pretty hurt, but he's still fighting along. He's a trooper.
He's not having a good day.
He's not having a good day at all. And who do you want to pass it over to?
Nearest.
I will ride one distance between us, so a short distance. There'll be a short distance from them.
Yep, and I'll let you move that short distance and take an action since you're on your Garthok.
Yay! Awesome. In that
Oh,
case,
darn, I didn't know that.
I'm going to use Onslaught against the one that's hurt, like badly hurt,
Yeah, sure.
and I'm going to use effort to hit him, and it's going to be physical damage.
Okay, sure. Five. Even with your effort and the Garthok, you miss. Just kind of plops on the ground there next to him, making the dust fly in the air. But it looked really cool. You have that going for you. So that's going to be all of you. The guy nearest to Shiro is going to swing at him, and Tuck, that guy's going to swing as well. These guys are fighting. Tuck, you're going to take 4 more points of damage there, minus any
Okay.
armor. And Shiro, you rolled the 18 then. You easily dodged. I mean, the guy's swinging at you from a Garthok, and you easily dodge him. And that's gonna move back over to, let's say, nearest.
I am going to do the same thing again.
Okay.
And I will get the same result.
And the
all right.
dust kind of flies up on the other side of the same guy. So if you even them out, then you should be able to hit. But again, it looked really cool. So who do you want to move it over to?
Skylar.
Skylar.
Okay. Can I move closer and shoot my crossbow?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So do that, and then again the same to Shiro's guy.
Okay. So many people are trying to kill this guy. Go
He's
for
the
it.
closest one I see.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the mount.
Let's see. So the mount makes it easier. Your arrow flies and it doesn't connect. Unfortunately, you do miss him. And is that everyone? Or is that Tuck? Tuck's next, if you want, or you can have the NPCs.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Yep. Tuck.
And I don't think Shiro went either, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
Tuck.
okay. Yeah, so I'm going to try to keep hacking away at this guy that's right in front of me with my greatsword.
Okay.
God.
7. You go from him holding his sword above to him blocking it with kind of one of those sideways angle strikes. It's a really neat looking sword battle. But
Yeah, I'm keeping him busy, guys, so jump in anytime. I've got his full attention.
And I guess you want Shiro to go next?
Yes, please.
Okay, seeing how Tuck is having such a hard time with this guy, I'd like to pull a knife and throw it at the guy he's attacking.
Okay. Go for it. Go for it.
I'd like to use effort to make it easier to hit.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. You throw a knife and it catches that guy kind of on his hip of sorts. So you managed to do 2 damage to him.
Did you misread the roll?
Did I? Oh, I was looking at Tuck's roll. You shouldn't have said anything. I would have went for that.
We gotta be fair. Besides, it's all in Shiro's character to get a
That's
1.
like my 5th one. I'm gonna scroll through and count how many ones I've gotten.
Well, you throw your dagger and you manage to hit Tuck with the dagger instead. Because they're in such close proximity fighting with their swords that you manage to hit Tuck, and it kind of pierces through Tuck's armor into his arm there. And Tuck, you'll take 2 points of damage minus any armor.
Okay. Try to aim better. Aim for their legs. Shiro, their legs.
And who do you want to popcorn it over to? I guess the enemies will be next.
Enemy.
I think so.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's gone at this point, I think. The 2 enemies kind of look at each other and they back away, and one of them kind of brings his hand up to his mouth and he says something, and the 2 gliders kind of come from the trees in the forest and they start flying towards them, and that's going to be their actions. And they're going to move it on over to, Shiro's having such a great day. Let's have him go.
Okay, I'll go back to just the guy next to me and swing at him. Nothing fancy, just swing.
Discouraged at this point. All right, go for it.
And I miss.
Yep, you definitely miss. You swing and don't connect with this guy at all. And who do you want to move it over to?
Tuck.
So I yell back at Shiro, "Thanks anyway, buddy." I pull the dagger out of my shoulder, throw it down to the ground, grab my great sword, and start hacking at him again.
Okay. Do you want to apply any effort to this?
Oh God.
Probably close to death at this point, or close to damage
It's
pool.
getting low. My might is getting low. That's what I'm worried about. And I don't know what these little flying bird things are going to end up doing. So no, I'm not going to put effort on it.
Okay.
Oh.
And just another example of awesome swordsmanship. You two are just clashing swords this whole time. Just there's tons of sparks everywhere, just mashing at each other. And who do you want to go to?
Oh, nearest, please.
Nearest.
I am totally going to throw a Hail Mary. I'm going for the uninjured one.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to use Onslaught with physical damage and 2 effort on the damage.
Okay, so you'll do 10 damage on the unarmored guy, or the other guy.
Yep.
Oh, wow. So you don't lose any of that effort. You do 14 damage to him. And, it's the same effect. He just explodes right in front of Tuck's face, and the front of Tuck is now completely red. Awesome. Excellent shooting there. Skylar.
Well, there's only one left, so I'm gonna aim for the guy by Shiro.
Okay. At least someone can hit. All right. The arrow just flies and misses as well. And it didn't look cool because it's just a crossbow. Sorry. Who do you want to pop it over to?
Who is left?
The enemy.
That guy.
Oh, is it that guy's turn? Okay.
Yeah.
That guy. As soon as the guy that Tuck is fighting explodes, the kind of silver glider just turns around and goes back to the trees. The second one still comes out, and the guy kind of takes a step back, takes a device off of his belt, and kind of shoots it up towards the glider. And it pulls him up towards the glider. He grabs it. It's turning around and going back into the forest on the Ansuin side.
So is he short distance or long distance from everyone?
He's gone. He's flying.
Oh,
He's
okay.
flown away.
Is he long distance from Skylar and I? Because he'd be flying over us?
Yeah, because he's flying off. These things are pretty quick. They're made for battle. They're not slow.
So
Was there
Skylar
only...
has a possibility of shooting him? Because he's long distance?
You really want... All right, you can take one shot at the guy. Since
Go Skylar, go Skylar!
You won't leave me alone. Which one of you wants to shoot at him? One of you can shoot.
Skylar, I can't hit him.
Skylar?
He's too
Okay.
far away from me.
Skylar, you want to take a shot at the guy? Flying away?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not? And no, I won't actually. I'm gonna use that for a minute. I saw how much I have left.
Mm-hmm. You miss. The arrow flies. It actually hits the silver thing that's flying him around, but it just dinks off. Doesn't really do any damage at all.
Now, Tal, when that other guy was still alive before he blew up in splattering blood, were there 2 of those flying things that were coming at that time? One for each guy?
Yes.
Or was there just the one?
There were 2.
Okay. So one of the first things that I'd like to try to do is go and see if I can search the remains of the guy that exploded and see if I can find the thing that he was talking into. Because they talked into something, right, to try to call the bird thing?
Yeah, they definitely did.
I'd like to take a recovery roll while he does that.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah.
That's what I...
Go ahead and roll. Since you're searching this, this is going to be a challenging task since he exploded. So if you can find it, that's a difficulty level of 5.
And what would this come out of, do you think?
Your intellect pool.
You know what? I'm going to put some effort into
You're
it.
trying to Batman calculate the trajectory that this thing would have flown off of his body. Maybe you're using a stick and some string or something.
Sure. Yeah, in Tuck's own way, he's trying to figure out the whole trigonometry and geometry of this whole thing. Yeah. But he's really going to try, so he's going to put some effort into it with his
Awesome.
little bit of intellect that he has.
Level 4 then?
Oh, God.
Well, Tuck's kind of holding up a string, just kind of
Yeah.
looking around, and you can't manage to find this thing at all anywhere. For all intents and purposes, it probably blew up when the guy blew up.
So one quick question, just to follow up to that.
Yeah.
What if when we're taking damage, we go from might to speed to intellect?
Correct.
What happens if like our intellect pool runs to 0 first?
You still move down the damage track. It's not really a might, speed, intellect thing. It's if 1's at 0, 2's at 0, 3's at 0.
Oh, I gotcha. So if my intellect pool hits 0, then I'd be considered impaired.
Correct.
That's the way that works, right?
Because
Okay,
you've exhausted your brain so much that you probably have like a migraine or something. The only thing that really hurts you in any fashion really is if your speed gets to 0, you can't move.
Gotcha.
If your might gets to 0, you can still attack. If your intellect gets to 0, you can still think-ish.
I'll just be Tuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'd like to approach the one that Tuck killed and fell over and search for his device. Not the exploded.
Yeah, definitely. You managed to find it and pull it off his body.
I hold it up and say, Tuck, is this what you're looking for?
Go ahead and roll a level 2 check. Oh, I can hear the rain now. It just started.
What is he?
He basically pulled a cipher or something off.
I'm going to give it to Tuck once I figure out what it is.
Where's my thing? Okay, so you rolled a 10.
I wanted to assist him.
No, he got it. I don't actually have a cipher for that right now. So if you want to go ahead and give it to Tuck, I'll let you know what that is for next time.
Okay.
Just so I can find something that kind of fits what was going on. When you kind of look at it, Nearest, you can tell it's kind of biometrically linked to him somehow. But you've managed to like repurpose it into some different type of device. And that's whatever that device ends up being is what it is. So I'll look through here while y'all are doing stuff and try to figure something out.
Okay. Cool.
I'd like to pick
Thank
up
you,
my
Nearest.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry, what was that? Sure.
Tusk.
He wants his dagger back.
The one you threw on the floor, okay? You definitely get it back.
I want to search the dead armored guy that we killed by the border.
There's nothing there. He exploded. His red armor.
Oh, right.
His red armor is there. But as far as anything on his person, it's gone.
What about the sheets of paper he was looking at?
Those were on the floor, so you can definitely grab those. It's basically just kind of like crude drawings of all 4 of you on these things. On like
decent likenesses or not enough?
I don't know. All of you roll a d20 and let's find out. Shiro, since you were gone the most, I'm going to go ahead and say you don't have to roll, and they don't have a very good likeness of you.
Oh, yay.
Oh, wow. Y'all are...
At least I would have gotten
Time
through
the
there.
lows are good.
This time the lowest is going to be better for you, exactly. So,
really? Oh.
Yeah, I'll allow that. So they don't really look anything like you. And these things are in kind of like...
Sorry.
What
I
happened?
thought it's funny. We killed these guys because we thought they were killing us, and they don't look anything like us.
Yeah, they didn't even know we were the ones that were looking for
They had
them.
no
We could
idea
have just walked right on through.
That's why I'm laughing. It's absurd.
So they're holding like Exit Sketches devices, so you can kind of like shake them and they kind of disappear. So if you want
Keep
to
those.
grab that, there's 3 of them. We can count those as oddities that you can kind of
Alright,
draw on
sure.
and shake and
Yeah, when I'm bored at night or something.
The elite soldier guys, what kind of weapons were they using? Because I didn't catch that.
Yeah, they were using some type of bladed weapon. It's pretty high quality from what you can tell.
I'm going to snag those.
Yeah, there would be 2 of them.
Shiro wants one. I'll actually give it to him. I just want to keep one to sell it. But
Okay.
Shiro, you can now have yourself a fancy blade thing.
Yep, they are pretty nice. One thing you had to caution yourselves about is that they do have the crest of the Ansoan Castle on them. So if you try to sell them, just keep that in mind for the future.
What kind of what is that? Is that a medium or a
They're going to be medium,
Okay.
kind of medium dagger or medium swords. All right. So, what would you like to do now?
Are there any shins or anything like that on the
Not
non-exploded
that
guy?
you can find.
Okay, cool.
Leave.
I guess mount up and go. Can I use my 10-minute? Actually, no, we'll do that on the way. But can I use my 10-minute recovery as we ride?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Do all of you want to do that? I assume all of you have used your action and you want to use your 10-minute. Okay. Awesome, 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 awesome. Let me pull you guys back to the map here. And now you've crossed the border into Iskabal. Like I said, what you guys know of Iskabal is that the kingdom is in... It's not really turmoil, like there's not civil war, but there's definitely civil disrest. People are trying to go for the throne. Kind of like your mini... I've never actually watched Game of Thrones, but I imagine it's like a mini Game of Thrones type thing. Shut up, Soul. And people are just going and trying to take control of this kingdom. So you're not sure about the laws and stuff of what's going on, but the road you're going on it actually goes towards Mulan. And if you guys are wanting to go towards Gatherin, you do have to kind of take a detour off the road. But it's not obvious, but you can see paths where people have kind of walked towards this area.
Yeah, we definitely want to go there.
Okay.
I think we should go to Mooland first to sell stuff.
Then we have to backtrack. No way.
Well,
Let's keep going.
either way, we would have to backtrack.
No.
Like, could go to Mooland and then head back to Famor.
But we don't want to go to Mullen.
But I do.
Well, we can go to Dynafell instead. It'll be on the way.
Fine. I settle for that.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. Well, you follow this trail, and it's a pretty rocky trail. You're not able to move as well. Walking on a road, like we said, is 40 miles a day mounted. Walking on kind of just overland, you're moved down to 12 miles a day, so 24 miles a day mounted. But you easily make it. That's just for common knowledge. You easily make it to Gatherin, and when you get there, it's really neat looking. It's this kind of big canyon of sorts, and when you're looking over the canyon, you feel really small. And inside this canyon, in almost the center of it, is a crystal, a giant crystal. If you want to know the dimensions of the crystal, it actually tells me right here. The crystal is 50 feet tall and 20 feet across, just sitting in the center of this canyon.
What color is it?
It's growing with a pale purple hue.
I need this.
And
there...
from what you can see,
I would like some of it too.
From what you can see, you can kind of go around the canyon and into the lower part of it.
So I kind of look around and go, okay, we saw it. Let's go.
No, purple.
Purple.
But Tuck,
Purple.
there might be good things in it that we can use for your trip.
There are always bad things.
Okay, there might be bad things in it that we can use in our trip.
You'll get to test your strength even more.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you guys kind of want
go down.
You want to make your
Yeah.
way towards the crystal, whatever way. Okay, awesome. Well, when you start approaching the crystal, your Garthox seem actively disturbed, and from what you know of Garthox, you don't know anything that could actually disturb them because they're so dumb. But they don't seem like they really want to go forward anymore. So you can try to force them forward, I guess, or you could try to, you could just get off.
I'd like to get off and tie him to like a rock or something on the canyon.
Tie him to a rock.
Something to keep him from moving, you know.
I just see like a little stone on the floor, and Shiro walks over to it and ties a rope around.
Sorry, a boulder.
With the 25 feet of rope wrapped around this small
Okay.
rock.
All right, that's fine. You find something to attach your Garthok to. Does everyone else kind of do that same thing?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And now that you've attached your Garthox, you start walking towards it. When you're about 100, 200 feet away from this thing, a voice kind of echoes through the canyon and just says, "Halt! Why do you approach the Gatheran crystal?"
Because you're
To learn.
purple.
It's purple.
So one of you wishes to learn and the other two are just attracted by shiny things?
Not shiny things, by purple things. Get it right. Silly
Purple
voice.
shiny things.
At this point, a huge like gust of wind kind of starts moving dirt everywhere. You hear the Garthogs kind of bucking and hollering, and your visibility is just extremely hampered. And after a while, after the dust kind of settles, a man is just standing there in front of you, and he says, "You cannot approach the crystal without my permission. And if your intent is merely to take it because it is purple," he says that as a look of disgust is on his face. He says, "then I will not allow it."
Will
I
you allow
don't want
me
to
to approach?
take it. I just want to look at it and admire it up close.
He just says, I will not allow that. You shall not pass."
Hi. May I go closer to the crystal, please? I don't care that it's purple. I really don't. I just want to get like a closer look to it, and then I'll move on my way.
"This is not a tourist site. Please, the four of you leave now."
What
What
can
is
we
this
do?
crystal?
To allow us to go.
Which one of you asks first?
I'd probably Skylar, because if Skylar starts talking, I'll be quiet.
Okay. What was your question again then?
I was wondering what the crystal was.
It just says, "This crystal holds the memory of countless souls from a time long past."
Yep, that immediately elicits the response of, what can we do to get permission to approach and learn?
He basically just says, "You cannot do anything. These two," and he points to Skylar and Shiro. He says, "These two do not embody the spirit of education and learning. They're here to look at purple things," he says with disgust on his face.
I explore
Robin
all sorts
squished.
of places to learn things.
And I just go, okay, well, you guys stay here, and I'll see y'all later. And I'm always looking to learn new things, as you can tell.
Okay. I'm not sure if Nearest is trying to talk because he's muted. I see his mouth moving.
No, I'm just amusing myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm with Tuck on this. Let's go.
Okay. He sits there and kind of sizes you up for a minute, and he says, "If you wish to learn, you must bring me an artifact that shows you are knowledgeable in the area of Numenera. If you want this piece of Numenera, then you shall bring me another Numenera which I seek."
What do you
What
see?
is that?
He says, "To the east, one day's travel is a lake, and I require you to get me the artifact that resides in this lake.
What is it?
That is for you to know, O Purple Seeker."
Is it purple?
He just
What
ignores
can
you.
you tell us of this artifact so we know when we find it?
That is part of the test. And
makes sense.
the wind just starts to... He turns around, starts walking away, and the wind kind of moves up, and he's gone.
I bet you it's almost certain peril. Let's go. I make
Is
my way
there
back to
anything in
the...
your Numenera book
What? And look this
about
up?
this crystal?
I don't know. I haven't really read that one. I don't know. We're not going to bother with that. Let's
That's
just
nice.
go.
I gave that to you as a gift, and you haven't even read it yet.
Well, I'd be studying. You know how it is. I'd rather learn in person, on the move, on the fly.
Last
Let's just
time
go.
I pitched anything.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just go.
All of you want to go towards the lake then, I guess?
I suppose.
I guess I saw what I came here to see, and I guess if they want this other thing, then
You know, you want a boat, Shiro. I figured you'd be excited to go towards some body of water.
It's a
It's a lake. There might be boats.
It's not the ocean.
Maybe the artifact creates a boat.
I don't
Then
know,
we're
like,
not giving it to this guy, okay? This is as simple as that.
Yeah, but who said we had to give it to him once we get it? I mean, we'll see what
I
it
don't
is.
see why we don't just kill him.
He looks like a projection of some kind. I don't think we
Then
can
how
kill
would
him.
he stop us from going near it anyway if he's just a projection?
Well, those winds.
he
Really?
obviously has greater
Wind.
power
Yeah,
and
I'm going to
forces than
mount.
what we have. So
As we're talking, I'm mounting up and facing the
Okay.
thingy to the east.
So none of you
Yeah, I
want to
did
try
the
to
same thing.
none of you want to try to approach the crystal?
No.
Okay.
We got an artifact to find, and then a crystal,
Okay.
maybe.
Awesome. All right. Well, then you guys mount up, and I assume Skylar's with him. She didn't say anything, but I assume she is. She's like, whatever. I just want the purple crystal. And all right, you guys mount up and start heading. I said to the east, about a day's travel, and you guys can roll your 10-hour recovery roll at this point because at some point you camp in the night.
Is that
And at this point, nearest, when you look in your bag, you notice that the leaf has wilted and is no longer doing anything special.
Aww.
Pretty much forgotten about it anyway, so we're okay with that.
All right. And so you guys approach this lake just as you expected, just as this guy said. You approach.
I would like to be in heightened awareness for the almost certain peril that we are certain to encounter.
Okay. Well,
I'd like to see if there's a boat.
there's no boat. This lake seems remarkably undisturbed. There's a light breeze in the air, but you don't really see any ripples along the lake, the top of the lake, and it's very shiny. It's reflective. You can see almost a mirror shape out of it. It's not really see-through like you would expect other lakes to be.
So it's not really lakey. Can I take a stone and throw it onto the lake
I
surface?
mean, it looks like water. It's just
Can I
very
still take a stone and throw it onto the lake
No.
surface?
no. Yeah, you throw a stone in
Fine,
there.
I'll use a branch.
You throw a stone and a branch into the water, and exactly what you expect happens.
So they explode and, get disintegrated.
They splash and water.
Well, you said what I expect, so that's what I was expecting.
What a normal person would expect to happen when a rock and a branch. What Tuck expects to happen.
I'm not sure what Tuck would expect to happen.
well, that
Turn into a unicorn?
Well, obviously, the rock is going to float, and the branch will sink down to the bottom.
But they both kind of splash in. Neither of them return to the surface, though. I don't know how heavy the stick was, but it definitely didn't return to the surface.
Okay, well, I'll approach the lake,
Okay.
like closer.
Okay.
Don't go
All right. So
I'd like to approach the water as well. Just crouch down and
Yeah.
put my finger in the water.
in. So I kind of move up right behind Shiro, and I kind of do that whole scare thing, just to, like, grab him and make him like feel like he's gonna get pushed in.
Okay. Tuck, go ahead and roll a d20 for me. You have a 50-50 chance of falling in, Shiro. One
Sounds good.
1 through 9, you fall in. 10 through 20. Or 1 through 10, you fall in. 11 through 20, you don't.
Wait, do I roll or does Tuck roll?
Tuck's going to roll because he's going to lose his grip on you if you fail.
Oh, okay. Roll. Roll.
All right, you get scared, but he doesn't lose his grip, and you don't fall in.
Oh. Can I just jump into the water myself then?
If you want.
I do that. I start swimming. Let's go.
As soon as you jump into the water kind of moves away from you, and you land with a thud 10 feet at the bottom of the lake, and you take 2 points of might damage.
Hey, down there, you all right?
And it's made like kind of a Shiro-shaped hole down to the bottom of the lake.
Hey, Shiro, man, I didn't mean to scare you that bad, dude. It was just me fooling with you. I really didn't mean for you to jump in.
I don't like this lake.
I like this lake.
I feel like...
All right, well, I called down to Shiro. I was like, Shiro, can you go a little further in and see if there's anything over there?
I sigh and start walking along the bottom.
Okay, where do you walk to? Do you walk to the center, to other sides?
I guess towards the center-ish.
Okay. When you reach the center, as you're walking along, the water's kind of making way for you and then collapsing back behind you. It's not really violent collapses. The water just kind of settles back to where it was behind you. And as you walk to the center, you see something pretty peculiar. What did I have written down? You see a structure in the middle of the lake, and it looks like a door that you can open. But when you walk to the side of the door, it's completely flat.
Okay, I call back to them saying, I found a door in the water, but it leads nowhere from what I can tell.
I'm going to go in.
Wait, you say you found a door in the waters. It was just like laying on the ground of the water? What?
It's
Underneath
an
the water?
upright
Is it like
door.
floating?
It's
While
just an
Chuck
upright door. I
is
swear.
talking, I am entering the lake and carefully going down to the bottom to go to where Shiro is.
Okay, how do you get down to the bottom of the lake?
I'm like, is it a straight down drop off kind of thing, or
Yeah, it's about 10 feet down. You wouldn't be able to just jump down there without taking some
is it
damage.
climbable?
Yeah, it's definitely climbable.
Yeah, I'll like hang by my hands, and
Yeah.
chances are I'll fail at climbing and fall the remainder of the distance, which will be like what, 4 feet?
Yeah, it's not hard to climb. Oh, you want to do that? Okay, yeah, you can do that. Definitely. You don't have to climb down. Perfect. You make it to the bottom.
And I start walking at a good, fair, fast pace, determined pace to get to where Shiro is and check out this door.
All right, the water does
I'm
the same thing.
following.
All right, all of you kind of jump down there?
I have a climbing skill, so I guess I don't have to fall too much.
Yeah. What's Tuck doing? Tuck looks unamused.
I'm not happy about there being a house in the bottom of the lake. Yeah,
Adventure, Tuck.
I guess Tuck climbs down as well, and I'm trained in climbing as well, so I climb down.
Okay. So all of you approach the middle of this lake, and you see the exact same thing Shiro sees. There's a metal kind of door with a keypad on the side, and when you go around on the other side, it's flat. And when you look from the other side, the door isn't there.
We've seen keypads before on doors, right? Or like on different things like throughout our lives.
Yeah, you've
Like, it's
definitely
not
seen
particularly
keypads. And on this particular keypad, you don't recognize the symbols on the buttons.
But we would know, well, suspect that it's probably like a combination that would open the door.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm going to use my cipher that allows me to answer one question from the datasphere,
Okay,
and I'm going to ask it for the combination to open this door.
awesome. It gives you the exact combination.
I will use that combination and hopefully open the door.
All right, when you
I'd like to take a couple steps back.
all right, when you enter the combination, the door opens, and what you see on the other side is just a room of sorts, just a kind of a metal room.
Oh man.
I'm going in.
I'm having flashbacks to that cave.
I'm going in.
Okay.
I'm not even waiting. I'm just going to go in.
Okay. So you go into the room. Does anyone follow him?
I guess I'll follow
I'll
him.
follow.
I'm staying outside,
Okay. Everyone but
The
Tuck has
door.
died.
keeping the
No. You one.
Good game, good game.
Yeah.
so
Everyone
keeping the
reroll.
door open to make sure it doesn't close behind them.
All right. The three of you walk in, and a voice kind of starts talking over a speaker or something. You can't understand what it's saying, but you see another door over to your right, and it doesn't look like there's a keypad or anything by it.
Are
I'll
there
run
any
over
other
and open
visual, any other visual features in the room?
No, there's not a. There's no. It seems to be just there's lights along the top that are still on. The base of the room, the floor of the room is just some kind of tiled metal, and the walls are some type of long tiled metal.
Yeah, I'll go. Well, Cheryl will probably beat me to the door, but I'll make my way to that door.
Yeah, when you approach the door, it opens on its own. It kind of slides open with a shh. And when you walk out the door, what you see above you are a bunch of stars. And it appears you're in a dome of sorts. And when you look out the dome, you don't recognize any of the terrain around you. It's kind of a pale blue looking rock terrain.
Is the floor also made out of this rock terrain, or is it metal?
No, the floor is metal.
Okay.
Is there anything in the room?
In this room, there's not. There are different tunnels that kind of lead in different directions to other domes in the area. Is Tuck still staying outside? Okay, so Tuck's gonna stay outside, which is perfectly fine. And from, like I said, from what you see the stars. You see this kind of pale blue rock with tunnels leading into different directions. And I think that is a great place to kind of stop doing stuff, if that's okay with all of you.
Let's
Sure.
continue.
Yeah,
But yes,
work.
that's cool.
To be continued. All right. So you guys,
Titles.
yeah. So you guys got a little bit of experience today with your stuff. I'm sorry. I need to make just a big note that says GM intrusions. Shiro's rolling so many ones today that I couldn't. You only have so much stuff that you can think of at any time, but I'll come up with a list of stuff to do. It'll be cool. And you'll have this really cool place to explore next time and try to find this artifact for this guy guarding this crystal. There's a lot of combat today. Were y'all okay with that amount of combat? That was a lot more combat than I expected, but things just seem to have made sense where everyone was fighting you. I don't think
That
any
works
of that
for me.
Yeah, I
I
don't,
still think it's funny we fought these guards and they had no idea who we were. That was just awesome.
Mhm. And yeah. So do you have any questions? Everything good? We all happy?
Yeah.
Everything good? We are happy? Yes, yes.
All right. Then at this point, we'll pick it up from this spot inside the Blue Domes next week. So if you guys want to go ahead and reintroduce yourself as we take off, starting with Eve.
Again, I am Eve, and I've been playing Nearest, who is a clever nano who wields power with precision. And just as a note, I suggest that everybody go out and check out the Obsidian Portal journals, because we've been keeping journals of all our gameplay. So you can actually read all about our adventures
Most
from
of
each
us.
characters. Yeah, more or less all
I
of us.
have a 3-day weekend coming. I'll do it.
And you can read about the story from each individual character's perspective and learn a little bit more about what's going on in their minds.
Yeah. Are you going to link that in chat?
Sure.
Actually, I have it open. I can link it.
Oh, perfect. There you go. Yeah, and Talutha will link it.
All right. And Mr. Shub, go ahead and shout your channel out when you're doing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Shub at Twitter and to Shub on Twitch TV. I run a D&D 5e Lost Mine Fandolin group on Sunday afternoons, Sunday evenings. And it's starting to get to really good stuff. So they're supposed to fight a dragon this next, or encounter a dragon this next session. So should be pretty interesting to see how they handle it.
Would that be the dragons part in Dungeons and Dragons?
That is the dragons part. Yeah, yeah.
Have they gone through any dungeons?
Well, with the starter set, it's kind of obligatory to throw in at least one dragon, and they will encounter a dungeon in the last.
Oh,
map.
so they haven't encountered a dungeon yet. You're playing things backwards. I gotcha.
Yes. Yep.
That's okay.
So yeah, and I've been playing Tuck, who is a tongue-tied glaive who fuses flesh and steel.
Awesome. Soul, what are you doing?
Hi, I'm Salanthia. I've been playing Skylar, who is the intelligent Jack that explores dark places. Should be fun, since there's going to be a lot of dark places next time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of feel bad because I haven't really given you a lot of dark places to explore. I'm trying, but anytime I put something, Tuck's always like, no, I'm going to Thamor, and everyone else is like, yeah, let's follow Tuck, which is okay. That's perfectly acceptable. That's fine. I just think it's funny that
going in a cave next time.
It's funny to me because this group of adventurers that want all this adventure isn't going on any adventures.
This is all one big adventure. Besides, we had to get in with Tuck to be able to convince Tuck to do our stuff.
There you go.
We've kind of reached that tipping point.
There you go, and that's perfectly fine with me. Like I said, Yuki, if you want to introduce yourself again.
I am Michael Shiryuki, and I played Shiro, the stealthy Jack who wears a sheen of ice. Yeah.
Awesome. Have you been casting lately?
I just sporadically cast. Like the other day, I was doing Skyrim.
That's good. That's the poor man's Shadows of Mordor. That's perfect.
Sure. It's just like this adventure. You have a main quest, and then you see a cave, and you're like, oh, I got to go there.
Mm-hmm.
You ignore the main quest and do everything else.
Exactly.
That's what we're starting to do.
Awesome.
Other than that,
what was the main quest again?
You can do
the main quest?
You can do more stuff in this game though. like throw a dagger at Tuck and stuff like that.
That's true.
Yeah, so we've got that going on. If you missed it yesterday, we're doing The Strange, which is also based on the Cypher system. Check that out next Tuesday. Tomorrow is Bandana Rob's final Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition playthrough. We'll be rocking and rolling that. That'll be a lot of fun. Sunday is Shoobs. Monday is Pathfinder on Melloace's channel. And
hopefully Wednesday is also Pathfinder.
Wednesday would be Pathfinder as well. In a few weeks, we'll be starting a Stars Without Number playthrough with another group. That'll be the final group that I GM, because 3 will be more than enough for me.
All roleplay all week.
All roleplay all week. So tune in for that, guys. Thank you to all the players. Thank you for everyone watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all tomorrow. As everyone waves goodbye.
Good night.
Yep. Good game, folks.
Good night.
See you all
Good night, all.
when we see